Joffrey, Renly, Robb Stark are all thieves. They'll bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
Benfrey stood on the edge of the cliff face. The savoury aroma of the crisp sea air washed over him like waves crashing against the shoreline. In the distance, his modest new keep lay situated behind him atop a haggard hill. It was small in stature. Upon closer inspection, it seemed his new holdings was only a shadow of its former self. Inhospitable, damp and derelict, nothing but just half a ruin. But it was now his ruin, and so were all the lands of the Flint's Finger that came with his new high lordship. Many a lord might have winced at the idea of owning such lands, but not Benfrey. He was proud of the honour and prestige it would bring to his house. His great-grandfather had been the first man knight in Andalia when he founded House Lancer, and with the passing of time he had been granted the barren lands of the Black Sheep Hills. Now, almost a century later, House Lancer were high lords, with several lords and a handful of petty landed knights sworn directly to them. Along with his lordship, his status also had been raised to High Admiral of Andalia. It had came to such a surprise to him as he knew very little about ships or anything of that nature. He'd spent his childhood in the landlocked hills of the Black Sheep, far away from the ocean, yet his queen had entrusted him with the position, and he intended to reward her faith with good service. As High Admiral and the Lord closest to the Iron Isles, he had been tasked with the first wave to attack the islands, with his close friend Ser Joa. He had been given command over the fleets of Barraton, the Crossing and Seaguard along with his own. All the fleets of the west coast, the rest of the Andalian army would have to make the long and perilous journey around the continent. The idea of facing the Ironborn at sea was a terrifying thought to Benfrey, but he had every faith in his ability to successfully land Andalia's first invasion wave and try to gain a foothold for the bulk of Andalia's forces. Benfrey could see Lord Orson barking commands in every direction as the men of Flint's Fingers loaded the warships with supplies. The modest harbour and bay beyond were full of ships ready for war. He looked out to the northern horizon where he could see the Barraton fleet creeping towards the great cliff his castle sat upon. The flaming hand, the silver eye and the golden crown could all be seen besides the seven-pointed star. "It's time," Benfrey said, grasping his sword hilt as he began to descend to his fleet. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Citadel with me, Grandmaster Stitch, where we return to the great kingdom of Andalia. After the great news in the last episode where Queen Lyanna finally has her son and heir Prince Lister, and to celebrate we are going to war with the Ironborn to finally end their raiding upon our land. We're going to invade the Isles and bring them under Andalian rule, which is going to be very interesting to see how that works out. So, in that introduction POV, we've seen Lord Benfrey Highstar, who is going to be leading the first invasion wave into the Iron Islands from his new seat of Flint's Finger, and it's good to see that he has had a son now, Otto Lancer, who has been blessed with the attractive trait, the genius trait, and the giant trait. So he didn't inherit all of his father's good genetic traits, but he gained some decent ones. He didn't get strong, unfortunately, but he's got some other decent ones, so that's pretty awesome. But yes, he's going to be leading the invasion force. First off, we have a new Lord Commander on the wall. Night gathers, and now my watch begins. It shall not end until my death. I shall take no wife, hold no lands, father no children. I shall wear no crowns and win no glory. I shall live and die at my post. I am the sword in the darkness. I am the watcher on the walls. I am the fire that burns against the cold, the light that brings the dawn, the horn that wakes the sleepers, the shield that guards the realms of men. I pledge my life and honour to the Night's Watch for this night and all the nights to come. The Lord Commander has died. Belvazar Bolton will replace him and will serve the realm in these troubled times. Well, that's a well, he's done decent for himself, actually. He has actually obviously restored his honour. He's now the new Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, Belvazar Bolton. That's good and also a little bit disappointing. What a great character he has turned into. Look at those traits. It's such a shame that he decided to rebel and has been wasted, but yeah, he's doing well at the Night's Watch, it would seem. Right, so we've called up all of our armies. Lyanna can now raise 98,000 men, which is absolutely insane. So yes, we've called up the Grey Cliff ships, and we've got the Rack army here marching down to Sevensport along with all the other armies from Northern Andalia, apart from the west ones. The armies of Flint's Finger, Barraton, Seaguard and the Crossing are going to be the first invasion force. Why? Everyone from the Vale and Riverlands and everyone from Northern Andalia gets ready to come the long route around Westeros. But our first invasion should be able to handle that pretty well. We send in the Blackwood host there. Yes, we are. So let's unpause and let our men prepare, let our fleets prepare. There are a couple of small Ironborn hosts here and there, and we are going to be gaining this nice bit of land here, a little bit more of the north, which is pretty cool. Sir Ermin seems to be very interested in the garments some of the courtiers are wearing, yet not in the usual lustful way. Sir Ermin is also interested in the fabrics themselves, not just what's underneath them. Sir Ermin Bloom gains the fashionable trait and 1 diplomacy as well. Very nice, awesome. That's pretty cool. Your grace blessed on you and your house. I, Prince Jamie of the Rivers and Hills, unfortunately have to decline your proposal for a non-aggression pact. Well, that's a shame. Peace with you. I, Sir Bellis the Late. Unfortunately, this could be because we're at war that all these non-aggression pacts that I tried to set out are probably going to fail because of that. Yeah, it looks like they're all going to fail, so that's a shame. But we'll be able to get them back up and running after the war. And yeah, I did invite, I've seen that there was a Tall Heart alive, not in Torrens Square, but left alive, so I invited her to our court so that we can keep them around. And yeah, everyone's tearing down those non-aggression pacts. So we have got 7,000 men here that we've managed to call upon so far in Flint's Finger, which is interesting. Once we get these other shit, what's this shit here? That's a... What the hell is this about? We'll arrive in Blazewater Bay. Some random army from across the other side of the world, from Slavers Bay. What the hell is that doing around the top of the north? That is so random. Lady Queen of Northwold accepted Lord Danes the Wise peace offer. Did he actually inherit her lands then? Yes, he has. Lord Danes the Wise has usurped the title Lordship of Coldwater Burn from Lady... Okay, interesting. And Lady Queen of Northwold has usurped the title Lordship of Newkeep from House Rack. Okay, so stuff's gone to shit a little bit here because he got greedy. So she's usurped the title off her Bannerman, but he's took her... He took her High Lordship. No, he hasn't, but she's still not in charge of Snakewood for some reason, it would seem, which is strange. So there's been... Okay, so there's been some wars in the Vale kicking off, which is very interesting to keep an eye on what's going to happen there now. As I said, yeah, we're just waiting for these Crannogmen to arrive. We're waiting for the Crossing and Seaguard armies to get together as well so that we can get them on board with these 111 fleets that we've got here, which is a huge amount. We've just got to wait for these Crannogmen to slowly make their way over. Your Grace, my scheming in Blackwood Vale has borne fruit. I've discovered a plot where Lady Zoa Blackwood seeks to revoke the castle Fairmarket. Your humble and Master of Whisperers, Lady Cass Firehand. Of course, Anger the Evil's daughter, who's pretty decent. So hopefully she'll serve us as loyally as her father and grandfather before her. And my god, we've got 24,000 men here now in Sevensport. We're still waiting for the Redguard army, the Josser army, the Roseheart army, and the Rack army to slowly make their ways down. We do need to sail the Warriors' Way ships around there. How is our Vale army gathering up? Pretty nicely. We've got 329 ships there, so I think we're going to have enough ships to carry our huge army where we need it to go. Let's merge these ships together. Septon Gowan has been a leal and able servant. Yeah, agreed. We'll send him a small amount of gold to thank him for his service. We've not got a great amount of ships here, though, which is a bit disappointing. We are going to have to bring the army of Flint's Finger around, it would seem, so that we've got enough ships. There's 200 men here. Do you know what? Oh, it's going to take them. We'll sail the ships to Grey Cran, just so we don't have to wait as long. By the time we get there, they'll be there, and then we can sail the fleet down into Seaguard to pick up the rest of those troops. We've got 158 ships making their way up here. Come on, Rack Army, what is taking you so long? Right, so our first army, I'm going to have in charge of this Benfrey Lancer and Darnold Crownless, along with... We do have Byron Firehand, who's pretty decent. He's unyielding as well, which would be pretty decent for attacking the Ironborn. So yes, we'll go with that. And then we'll have Morribold Rack, along with some of the other great commanders in charge of the other great army that will be making its way to the Isles. The Iron Islands haven't... Well, they don't seem to be up to much at present. I'm wondering where all their armies are. Where are all their raiders? Your Grace, for some time now, I've been in the... No, go away. You're going to be a Dragon Rider. I don't care. And what the hell is this 250 fleet of Slavers Bay? That's really worrying me that we've got a big slaving fleet just sailing around our lands. Right, so 39... Basically, we're going to have over 40,000 men. There we go, 41,000 men coming just from Northern Andalia. And that's not including the Baraton lands. Those 41,000 men are literally from the Sisters, Old Andalia, the Warrior's Way, and the Grey Cliffs. That's actually ridiculous. So let's embark that armour. Let's sail them round to the coast of the Vale, and then they can wait for this Vale army here. Let's... Wow, we've actually not got enough ships in the Vale, so we're going to... Let's get these ships down here then, and let's split this army in half, because the supply line is not big enough in our own lands for the ridiculous size of our armies. So let's bring these ships to here, and then we can pick up them from Breakstone. Still waiting for some stragglers. All of our armies are together down here now, though, which is perfect, so we can merge them together. We're just waiting for these 6,000 here to embark, and then we can sail those down here into Seaguard to pick up the Seaguard and Crossing armour, and that will be our first invasion wave. Hopefully, Benfrey and Darnold Crownless do save some Ironborns for everybody else to kill. Here we go. Yeah, the fleet's nearly arrived. Perfect. I can't believe we've got too many men to use the supply line. We've got 43,000 men there. Let's embark them. There we go. Perfect. So now we've just got to wait for these 1,000 men that are straggling behind a little bit, which is fine. Are you still... No, you're almost in Hearthstone. That's fine. Breakstone, sorry. So let's wait for those to make their way over. There we go. And they're still suffering from a bad supply line. Embark the fleet. There we go. 580... Oh my god, I can't believe the amount of men that we've actually got here. It's absolutely ridiculous. We're just waiting for these 1,000 men to catch up. The Baraton army... the Baraton and Flint's Finger host has nearly arrived. Ah, here we go. The Iron Islands are preparing. But I don't think they're going to be able to withstand this Andalian invasion. This is like the first proper Andalian full-fledged invasion. It's actually crazy. And there we go. So we've got 15,000 men for the first invasion of the Iron Islands. So let's sail our fleet over there. And we're still waiting for these 1,000 men to slowly make their way over to Hearthstone, so that we can get them on the ship. 500 here. Yep, we'll embark you straight away. Just waiting for these 510 from Willowwood. I think these were from Willowwood. The Seymours of Willowwood have actually managed to bring some men into the war for once. So let's sail around here to coast of the Vale. Do you know what? Actually, no. Let's just sail all the way around to Eastern Iron Islands. Okay, so we've got 155 fleets here. Lord Reaver, Earl of the Seastone Isles, inherited Lordship of Stonehouse. Okay, that's fine. But, right, so we've just got to wait for them to slowly make their way around, which could take them a long, long time. We'll wait for some more fleets to arrive. Actually, while we wait for those, I think we'll go for... It's quite an early mid-POV, but we're going to go for a mid-POV, and it's going to be from the perspective of Sir Joa Rack. The wind howled as it danced against an overcast sky that surrounded the dank, dreary islands. From the landing boat, Joa Rack jumped into the knee-deep, icy coastal water. He was overcome by a wave of emotion, much like the ones that now braced his legs. Tensions were high. This was the first battle that he had been put in command of, and he wanted to do it right. Lord Orson and Benfrey Lancer had secured a crushing victory against the Ironborn at sea, allowing Joa and his invasion force to slip through unmolested. He wore his great moose helm into battle, something which House Rack was known for. It was heavy and had many supports that went directly into his upper armour. It was painted white, and with his blue vestment over his armour, it made him almost embody a giant moose walking upright. Archers let loose a rain of arrows at the first Ironborn that ran down a small hillock onto the landing beach. It was a pitiful force, numbering no more than 200 men. Those not cut down by the arrows met a swift and grisly end at the hand of the men Joa led. He could hear the House Rack song in his head, "Have you been by the warrior's way?" He swung his sword freely, and it cut down Ironborn as easily as a scythe through wheat. Whilst the Ironborn had gained a fearsome reputation as raiders and pillagers, the stragglers left behind to hold the islands were no way a match for Joa and his knights. Joa raised his sword and urged his men on. We have not come to socialise with these people. We have come to rid the ground of their shadow, and the history of Westeros of their rancid memory. Joa charged up a hill on an open plain and saw the Ironborn forming up. Heavy infantry formed a shield wall, and Joa directed the archers. They would not be using Andalia's greatest weapon, their superior mounted knights. This was to be a slugging match between infantry, a gruesome up-close affair. Men died close enough to smell the breath of the man that killed him. It was then a monstrous giant raider charged at the line. Joa took his stance and braced himself. He never even flinched as the colossal man broke through the line and charged straight at him. Then, like the play of lightning, a flowing blue cape, a flash of light, a spray of blood, and the raider dropped to his knees. He was now head height of Joa, looking directly into his eyes. His head slid off with a soft thud and rolled away. Within an hour of the landing, he had secured the small port town in the east coast of Harlaw, allowing Lord Crownless to land his forces. He was still awaiting word from Lord Lancer when his men brought Benfrey to his tent. Benfrey had a stern look on his face. "Any problems with your landing, Ben?" Joa asked quickly. "No, my lord. They fell before, just as Lady Pia predicted. I must say her plan of baiting them to attack Andalia whilst we attack their islands seems to be working. Half of their fleet now lays at the bottom of the Iron Man's Bay. The other half slipped through to Flint's Finger. We have 4 times the men they can muster awaiting them back home, led by your father and Byam Firehand." Joa looked him in the eye intensely. "If I'm correct, they will slaughter them within the fortnight, and then all that will be left to hear is the wailing and lamentations of their women." Okay guys, so we are back and we're here for the army to land, and I think we're going to land, what have we got? So we've got 15,000 men. Where would be the best place to land these 5th? We can afford to land them in Volmok. And why is there a Duskendale army on the islands? Are you currently at war with Duskendale? No, you're not. So what the hell is a Duskendale? That's a random thing. And I've noticed that the Ironborn have actually sailed around to Sevensport, so we're going to have to bring these 913 ships with their 82,000 man crew back to Sevensport to put an end to this. Oh no, they're marching straight past Sevensport by the looks of it. It looks like they don't want to siege it. Maybe they've not got enough men to siege. I wonder how many men you would need to siege Sevensport. Got 8,000 defenders. That's a decent amount of defenders, to be fair. But we've got to wait for the fleet to come back. We're waiting for these men to land their invasion on the... What island is this? I always forget which island's which. But there we go. Our 14,000 men have led by Darnold, Byram, Firehand, and Benfrey Lancer, not Highstar. Nearly said Benfrey Highstar, so we can leave those there. Lord William the Unworthy accepted Storm King Boris of the Stormlands peace offer. So the Stormlands actually managed to throw back the Darkling claim for the Riverlands. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. So let's send our 81,000 men to... Oh my god, no, we're not going to be able to do that. Do you know what? We're going to have to merge together. And... Have you left the ship yet? No, so stay on the ship. And we're going to have to... God, what do we do with you? It's too many men. If we land them, they're going to get... We're going to have to land in Oldcastle. Let's land in Oldcastle. Get the men ashore, and then we'll split the army. One to absolutely crush that Ironborn host. So let's split this in half. We'll send 40,000 here with Moribald Rack, perfect, onto Sevensport. The other 40,000, can you get back on the ships and wait? And we'll crush this. You know what, actually, we'll probably need to leave 40,000 back at home. So we'll send these other 40,000 round to the Iron Islands. Moribald Rat can defend the home front while his son attacks the islands. Sir Bellis of Sevensguard tells me that someone is preaching their false religion. Who is it? Saladar Mo Ago. Exposing... we'll keep it to ourselves for now. But yeah, we'll send those other ships round. How goes the siege here? Now, if I remember rightly, yeah, the Iron Islands are such a bastard to siege down. This could be a very long and costly war, but once we get our men around here, we can grind them down. But yeah, the Iron Island provinces can be insanely difficult to grind down. It takes so long. Do we have any other commanders that can help Moribald, actually? Yes, he's got Benjicott, 7-star, perfect, so he can help him. Do we have any commander slots open so we can bring in a few more commanders? No. So why are these other ones never available? If they're not available, we need to replace them. So sorry, Danes the Wise, but we need a commander who can actually get involved a little bit more. So let's go with Ambrose of Whitestar. He's not great though, is he? Let's be honest. Joa Rack. Perfect. So we want Joa Rack on the islands. So in his place, we'll go with Byam Firehand back here instead, and then we'll have Joa Rack leading the armies on the Iron Islands. Perfect. So here we go. 40,000 against 11,000 Ironborn. I've got a good feeling that we're going to absolutely slaughter this. They've not even got anyone commanding this army. So it's going to be a complete slaughter. We'll leave those sieging Whitford because they've not got enough men to even siege Whitford. We could split this army in half actually and send half with Moribald and half with Benjicott. There we go. That puts it. My God, we literally killed 8,000 of their men in that battle. That is insane. Right, so yes, let's split this army in half. 20,000 here. Can you go with Moribald Rack to chase down the Ironborn? And the other 20,000, you stay with Benjicott and Byam Firehand and just stay here for now. Let's wait and see where the Ironborn go, because who knows where they might decide to dock their armour. And now we're just waiting for the other fleets to arrive on the Iron Islands. This is going to take a long time to siege down. We really need our other fleets to get here. Arnold Tollart had first man added to their treasury. Okay, whatever that is. That's fine. I don't know who you are, but you're dead. Okay, where's this 180 Ironborn fleet going? God knows. Let's forward things along so we can wait for our ships to get here. And a daughter was born to Sir Joa Rack and Jane Firehand, named Ariane Rack. Perfect. She's not been born with any traits or anything, but at least it gives them an heir. So the next generation of House Rack is secure, which is perfect. Some siege tunnels have finished being built in Sevensport, and I'm surely with shot. My God, Lyanna, you and Ambrose are like rabbits. Perfect, awesome. Another son would be so good. It would give us a little bit of relief. If we have a daughter though, that's fine. I'm not going to ask for too much. We have finally got a son at least. Technically we had 2 sons last episode, but the game did screw us over a little bit. So, but yeah, I'll be happy if we only, as long as Lister survives, I'm happy with that. If we have a 6th daughter or however many, that's fine. We got our son, we'll accept it. Where is the rest of our fleet? It should be sailing around. It's just passing dawn. It's just gone through the fingers. And I forgot that the Iron Islands actually own land down here. Who do we have in charge down here then? A Greyjoy, a Colton, a Botley, some Randomer, and another Randomer. So I don't know what we're going to do with that land. Oh my God, look at the Westerlands. How strong are they now? How much manpower do you have? Oh wow, he's been burnt by the looks of it. Ouch. 109,000. So we're not actually that far off them in manpower, which isn't bad. We'll take that. We could probably actually take them on. We could probably take them on once we get the Iron Islands, but they're probably going to be quite tricky to contain. Aha, here we go. They've landed 3,000 men in Oldcastle. Let's chase them down. They're sending men to Sevenstar, so let's fight them with our 20,000 here. We're going to slaughter all of their manpower. They've got some raiders from the seas. My God, that's a lot of raiders. But yeah, we've got our 14,000 men on the Isles, which is going to be more than enough men to purge the Isles. Oh, and what a surprise. My dear husband Ambrose is suspicious of my pregnancy. Is here right now asking me if the child is really his. Of course it is, Ambrose. We go through this every time we have a child. It's ridiculous. Let's forward along. Get sieges underway. Get our men onto the island. We've still got another 40,000, don't forget, guys, on their way to the islands. It's just ridiculous that we've got 40,000 defending... 40,000 defending the homelands and 60,000 nearly attacking the Isles. That's just insane. Who are the Starks at war with? The Starks have got their army up. They are defending against High Priest Morelio in 7th Norvish. Ah, so there's a Norvoshi slave raid on the north, which is interesting. Yeah, we've absolutely crushed that Ironborn host there. Is there another Ironborn? Yes, there is, marching in to Silvery. Do you know what? We'll split this 10,000 man army in half. Half of it led by Moribald, pursue that army. The other 10,000 led by Benjicott. Can you march on to Barraton and stop that raid, please? You 20,000. What do we do with you? Let's march you on to Silverreed. Why not? We'll march you on to Silverreed and get that under siege. We're still sieging the Isles, which is going to take a long time. Where are our ships? Aha, awesome. Our ships are nearly here. They're just sailing past the Westerlands now. And Jorin Bruin is now known as the Cruel. Interesting, of Crown's Crag. Okay. Wonder what he's done that's so cruel. He is a torturer. Okay. Scarer. That is Damon Snow's half-brother, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. How are things going up north? Have we attacked that army yet? With the 10,000 here? Looks like we're about to. Let's forward things along. Ooh, what have we got here? Walder Firehand has called in a favour on Samuel Richards. A message about an invite to a plot. Bless my Union house. We would like you to back our plot to kill Salador Mo Agar. And I don't even know who you are. Okay, you're related to the Mo Agars, but no, I'm going to have to decline, I'm afraid, guys. So, oh, we've now lost our supply line. And where are these going? Are they just Harlaw Raiders? Yes, they are. So God knows where they're going. We're not going to be able to split this army in half because it's going to be hard to siege it if we do. Could we afford to? We probably could. Yeah, we'll split it in half and we'll send the smaller half under the control of whoever. We'll send that there, and then the smaller host who's sieging will leave in control of Darnold Crownless, and we'll send Joe Arack and Benfrey Lancer to lead the other host. And our 913 ships have arrived, so yeah, we'll get Joe Arack in charge of this. And can we land you? Oh my god, the supply lines here are atrocious for how many men we've got. We could land you on Pike. Let's just go for Pike. Let's go for the capital. We don't want to pillage the Iron Islands too much. We do want to own these afterwards, and it's going to be hard enough to control the Ironborn without causing further problem by completely sacking their lands. And perfect, we've absolutely crushed that army. So after that, we can march on to Greywater Watch to get that under siege. We've got 20,000 here marching on to Silvery to get that under siege. 10,000 marching here to hopefully get rid of these raiders in Barraton. Who's leading this? Benjicart. He should win that. I don't care about dragons. And then after that, we can march onto the Rills and start getting that land under siege. Rumours of a traitor working with the besiegers has eroded the morale of the defenders in Barrow Hall, which is a shame. We've won a battle somewhere. I'm not sure where, but we're marching this army down. Perfect. What's it? We're doing a battle here on Harlaw Hill, where we're going to go for the Harlaw homeland. I wonder how many Ironborn houses are still around. We'll find out, I suppose, once we... What are you doing? Oh, you've already landed the 40,000 men on Pike. Wow. Okay, let's split in half. 20,000. Can you march on to Godsport? This 20,000 we need... Oh, wow. 9,000 defenders. That's crazy. Let's split in half. And this armor. Split in half again. And then the 5,000 more march up to... No. Is this not... I thought this was normally 2 provinces here on the... Okay. You march on to Pebbleton then. Which leaves 15,000 here. Which we can merge together, and then the 25,000 are marching over to Lordsport. That's fine. We've destroyed that Harlaw armour. We're marching you here, we're marching you here. The raiders have gone, which is perfect. The Lord of the River and Hills have approved the institution of the Limited Realm Authority Law. Perfect. Right, now that Barrow Hall is lifted, we'll march onto the Rills with you and get that under siege. We're at 48%, which is good, and we've not even got any of the Iron Islands under siege yet, so that's perfect. Wow, that is very well defended. How many defend? 7,000 defenders. Let's march onto Stone Tree then. Hopefully that's a little bit less defended. The Iron Islands defences are ridiculous. Ryan of Ryan Silverhorse Host has declared a war on the Ironborn. Well, it's a little bit late, mate, because we're about to take it all. 18,000 here. Split in half. March 8,000 over to Saltcliffe. Let's get the whole entire island under siege. Storm King Boris of the Stormlands has revoked the lordship of Kennet from Lister of Underhill Castle. Okay, and we're still over the supply line. I don't want to lose too many men. I know that we've got a lot of men and we can afford to lose some, but I don't want to lose thousands of men for no reason, just in case anything happens with the Westerlands. We want to make sure that we are fully prepared. Storm King Boris of the Stormlands has created the title High Lordship of Tumblestone. Okay, interesting. I wonder if he'll actually be able to start bringing a little bit of peace down there in the Stormlands, because at the minute they're a little bit of a liability. They're very, very vulnerable and weak. How defended is this? Oh, this is very pathetically defended. Perfect. We can be able to siege Greywater very easily. Battle of Colebrook, wherever that is, we've won. The Rills, how well defended are they? They're not badly defended, but they're weakly enough defended that we can split this army in half and send 5,000 onto Rillwater Crossing. 10,000 here. Let's split you in half as well, and we'll send 5,000. Oh no, Silverreed, we're already going to get under siege, aren't we? So we may as well leave 10,000 men here, actually, thinking about it. And there's 21,000 on the way to Silverreed. We could send the ships back to bring a couple more men over, I suppose, if need be. My god, I can't believe how bad the supply lines are. It's insane. We are going to have to bring more men over, I think, aren't we? So, what we'll do is we will sail these fleets over to Mistlewood. This army here of 10,000 will split in half. Let's send 5,000 to Mistlewood for reinforcements. This army here, we're not going to be able to split in half just yet because it's quite halfway through moving. That's fine. I can't split this army in half because there's not enough men there to siege Pike. If I do, we're still losing men here, but thankfully we're about to win this siege. How are defended are all these? Oh no, there's only 1,300 here. That's fine. How many are here in Lordsport? 700. Perfect. Let's go for the assault then and get some siege score. Perfect. There. Oh, whoa. Lord Jorin of Crown Crag has provided me with proof that he has been viciously slandering who as Lady Lyanna of Strong Song. We'll keep this to ourselves for now. We could do without the drama of everything else that is happening at present. Are any more of these weak enough that we can assault them? No, definitely not. Okay, Stone Tree's pretty vulnerable, which is fine. We should be able to assault Greywater Watch as well now, which has got a male leader. Oh, Fen, yes, the Fens usurped Greywater Watch, didn't they? Of course. What's going on up north? Okay, how well defended is this? 200. When can we assault? In one day. Perfect. Let's attempt an assault. That's that under siege. Can't siege this just yet. Lord Commander Belvazar the Brilliant has inherited command of the Shadow Tower from Commander Colmore of the Shadow Tower. Okay, he was no one important, but he's dead. Let's... These 5,000 men will march you up here to Withered Hearth. That's fine. These 20,000 men are taking forever to get to Silverreed. Can we assault the next province? Yes, 65 defenders. Well, 67 defenders. Perfect. Easy. And once more, let's assault again. That's Greywater Watch. Nearly completely under our control now. One more, and then we can bring these men over to the Iron Islands as well, because we desperately need men. A daughter was born to Sir Donico Shycross and Alice Coldwater, named Rogger Shycross, and she's been born with a hair lip, but it's another Shycross. As long as all these families are breeding, that's fine. The odd bad trait's going to happen, isn't it? Of course, here and there. Can't be avoided. At least people are having children. There was a spell where no one was having children, and that was worrying. And awesome. We've actually got a better supply line in Pike now, which is good. Young Ermin is developing a demeanour of natural humility. He shouldn't try so hard. He becomes content, which would be good. Or all as it should. Loses the trait timid, gains the trait humble. Yes, we'll get him to get humble. Great trait. My young cousin has finished his education in bookkeeping and administration. It is evident that he has excelled in his studies. Wow, 21 stewardship. Sir Ermin Bloom has turned out pretty decent. Well played. Who did he get married to? A firehand. The firehands. How many firehands are there? They're freaking everywhere. I think that's thanks to the Septon firehand, of all people, who just keeps popping out bastards everywhere, even though he's a Septon, which makes no sense. The Siege of Volmark has finally happened. Perfect. Stuff going on with the Stormlands, that's fine. Your Grace, your daughter Princess Kyra is responding very well to my tuition. Perfect. She's also a poor fighter. She's learning how to fight. Nice. Right, 5,000 men. Embark them on the fleet. Let's sail over and drop off a few more men. And peace be with you. I have been appointed as your regent. Oh, so we're about to have another child. Come on, another son. Another son. Let's assault Silverreed. Let's assault Greywater Watch. Can we assault up here? We'll risk it. We'll risk it. It should work. Should work. Yes, it has. Perfect. That's going to be loads of provinces all assaulted at the same time. And we'll go for another assault there. It's only 74 defenders. Perfect. 90% war score already. Wow, Greywater. I didn't realise that Silverreed was only one thing. And Giles is no longer Master of Lords. He's died. Giles Kington has died with complications related to gout. That's a shame. Of all the things that he had wrong with him, it's gout that kills him. That's yeah, that's a shame. That sucks. With no children either. That means we are going to need a new Master of Laws. Who is our best diplomat? We've not really got anyone. Okay, we've got Vardis Grafton, who's pretty good. He's a charismatic negotiator. We've also got Yorick Templeton, but he didn't do a very good job last time and people didn't like him. Got Joa, who's got good diplomacy, but he hasn't actually got any diplomatic skill. We'll go back with Yorick Templeton, then we'll get him to fabricate a claim on the Trident, which we've been trying to do for freaking years now, it seems. Right, 155 ships. Let's dock the men in Orkmont. Still got 4,000 here. We'll march those men back home. Can we assault here? Yes, we can. We'll go for another assault then. 95% war score. This has been such an easy war, considering how much of a plague and a menace the Ironborn have been. Once we've actually gone to war with them, they're no match for the might of Andalia. Can we assault any of these? No, that's too well defended. I don't know if I want to risk it. Level 6, we don't really need to. It's turning colder and colder. The people of Sevensport can no longer work the fields. Can we assault? Oh, wow. Even the second province of Volmark's ridiculously well defended. Why have they got so many defenders? The garrison is huge. Your Grace, I'm deeply hesitant to ask, but the coffers of your loyal subjects are running dry. Give you, wow, 390 gold. That's insane. We've probably made about that much gold in this episode, so it doesn't matter too much, but I'm going to complain about it anyway. This is all completely under our control now, so let's march those armies home as well so that we can disband them. And we'll march those armies onto that to get that under siege. Just waiting now for stuff to be under siege, really. That's all we've got to do now. And waiting for the birth of our child, which should be very soon, and here it is. The regency for Queen Lyanna of Andalia has ended. A son was born to Queen Lyanna and the Kingslayer, the Kinslayer, and High King Ambrose of Andalia, and he's, oh for fuck's sake, he's stillborn again. Oh my god, why? We've got the worst luck when it comes to sons, it would seem. What do we call you? It's got to be a 7-star name. What's a 7-star name that we've used a lot? We've already had an Ambrose. We've had a Listar. Let's go randomize name. No, let's go with a name after Ambrose, name after grandfather, Engar. Name after a random ancestor, a Rodwell, Engar, Lionel. Lionel, we've not had a Lionel for a while. Let's go with a Lionel for you. It was a long and hard night, and in the end, it seems for nothing, little Lionel never survived. That was the founder, not the founder, but the first branch of Ambrose, our husband's line of House Sevenstar, so a little bit fitting, I suppose. Can we go for assault here? Yes, we can. Perfect. It's not going to give us a lot of war score by the looks of it. We are going to get a bit of battle score there, which will hopefully be nice, though. It's going to be an easy victory, of course, even with no commanders. 547 men who are about to dock in Sevensport, by the looks of it, which is interesting. So let's march these 19,000 men back home to the capital and take care of those. Anyone down here who can assault yet? Can you assault? Can you assault? Not really. You definitely can't. Dear Queen Lyanna, I'm a bit concerned about this war you are currently struggling with, and therefore I decide I will send you a small gift. 42 gold. Wow. You know what? That doesn't sound like a lot, but normally all you ever get is like 5 or 10 gold at the most. So that was actually a decent amount for once. One child lacks a educational focus. A Rogar Snow. Ah, this is Pia's son, isn't it? He's good in intrigue. He's not got any traits. He's a bastard. He's good in martial. Let's go for duty. Probably not the best choice, but it sounds like something Pia would do. And we're at 100%. Perfect. Offer peace. Enforce demands the Iron Islands now belong to Andalia. Queen Lyanna, the Kinslayer, has usurped the title Kingdom of the Iron Isles from Lord Agar II of Pike. The Queen Lyanna's invasion of the Iron Isles is ended. Queen Lyanna of Andalia has won. After seizing the Kingdom of the Iron Isles, you have also captured the treasury of the disposed Lord Reaver Agar II Greyjoy. Okay, perfect. I don't know what we get. We get the Driftwood Crown. Nice. And Agar Greyjoy has had a Driftwood Crown removed from their treasury. That's it. Which seems that's another crown to add to our collection. All hail her Grace Lyanna of the House Sevenstar, the first of her name since the Grey King, King of Salt and Rock, son of the Sea Wind, Lord Reaper of Sevensport, protector of the Iron Islands. All hail the Queen. And now we are massively over on our immense size. Why? What did we inherit? Nothing. Ah, I bet. Oh no, we have. We've inherited Lordport. Have we inherited anything else on the islands? I think we've just inherited all of the Iron King's separate titles by the looks of it. Oh no, we've inherited Volmark, Harlaw Hill. No, we've inherited Realwater Crossing, the Rills, and the Withered Hearth. Oh yeah, Bear Island now belongs to Andalia, which is interesting. And I'm guessing we've inherited all this land down in Dawn, haven't we? Which is annoying. Oh no, we've not inherited any of the lands down there. I don't know what we'll do with those. I'm probably going to give these back to Dawn because we don't want this land in Andalia. Then again, we could just leave it under the Ironborn's control. I'm not sure. I'll let you guys know. What do you guys think we should do with all these Ironborn? Let's disband all of these armies. Can we get the fleets to dock, please? These armies here, we can't disband until they arrive home. So we've got to let them just march on to the next provinces. We can disband you as you're part of Andalia. Perfect, we've just got to disband those two armies and these fleets. We can create one title. High Lordship of the Neck. Yes, of course, I want to create that. Gain the prestige. Queen Lyanna. The Kinslayer has created the title High Lordship of the Neck. That's fine. Our manpower has dropped. I know our defense is way too big, so I'm going to have to do a lot of fixing in and around the neck. We've inherited Greywater and Silverreed. Okay, perfect. I'll sort those out off screen, get the families back who belong there, put them back in place. That looks so strange seeing Andalia written across the Iron Islands. Oh yeah, I always forgot about the Lonely Light. We own that as well, don't we? Of course. It's going to be so interesting thinking what to do with these isles. Very nice, but I think that's the perfect place to end the episode, guys. So thank you all so much for watching. As always, I hope you've enjoyed. We've finally put an end to the Ironborn. It's going to be interesting to see what Andal Ironborn turn into. Like, we get the Andal Northmen in the north. Will we get a fancy name for the Ironborn? Would it be Andal Iron Men or Iron Andals? I don't know. Who knows? Someone might know. I'm sure one of you have done it. Let me know. But yes, please don't forget to like and comment down below. I love reading all the comments that we get on the Knights of Andalia, so I can't wait to see what you're going to say next. And hopefully I'll see you all very soon for the next episode. Night gathers, and now my watch begins. It shall not end until my death. I shall take no wife, hold no lands, father no children. I shall wear no crowns and win no glory. I shall live and die at my post. I am the sword in the darkness. I am the watcher on the walls. I am the fire that burns against the cold, the light that brings the dawn, the horn that wakes the sleepers, the shield that guards the realms of men. I pledge my life and honour to the Night's Watch for this night and all nights to come. Such was the oath both he and his father had made. But Theon Bolton, the legendary Hammer of Eastwatch, was now dead, buried in the lich yard of the courtyard. The first thing the young Bolton did after arriving at the wall was to pay his respects to his father's grave. His black brothers had told him stories of his father's bravery, despite being surrounded by a large wildling band. They gave great details of how he charged towards the wildlings with the Bolton's war cry on his lips, and the way he uttered, "Our blades are sharp." Belvazar's thoughts were quickly interrupted by the sound of the elevator arriving at the top of the wall. His steward, a young Westerman named Robert, began to approach him. "Lord Commander, we've arrived." A smile etched its way across his face. Lord Commander, eh? It was still strange to hear those words, overwhelming at times. His life had taken him from the dark and hidden corridors of the Dreadfort to the top of the wall. But my, what a life it had been. Belvazar stepped outside, and a sharp, icy wind immediately surged towards him, longing to embrace Belvazar. He walked up until he reached a hole in the wall and gazed outside towards the haunted forest. A strange feeling it was, to be at the limit between his homelands and the wildling territory. The black cloak on his shoulders never weighed so heavily before. He knew he could try to ride south, to take revenge for his sister Sarah, executed for her treason by that bitch Lyanna Sevenstar, first his father, then him, and now his sister. It seems the disgusting Andals from the south wanted to wipe out the Flayed Man bloodline. So far, they succeeded, leaving only his beloved daughter alive at the Dreadfort, after seizing 3/4 of her lands. He could take his brothers and march south indeed, but he was Lord Commander now. His duty forced him to look up towards the north and not the south. "I shall wear no crowns and win no glory." Those words were his handcuffs, his oath, his cell, and the wall his prison. For better or for worse, he was stuck at the icy wall that guards the realms of men. He sighed and turned back towards the elevator. There was much that needed to be done. More wildling bands had been sighted by rangers a few days ago. In truth, Belvazar was looking for the band that had killed his father, and their leader, who was shrouded in a great fur cloak. He wanted his revenge on him, on the Sevenstars, and on everyone who'd wronged his family. But if he broke his oath, it would bring even more shame to his house. Balthazar reached the elevator and it started to go down towards Castle Black. This place was not the Dreadfort and people did not call him Lord Bolton, but it was his home now, and here his past did not matter, only his future actions did. He was elected Lord Commander because his brothers trusted him, and he intended to prove that, to show to everyone that him, Balthazar Bolton, would be worthy of the title of Lord Commander of the Night's Watch.